see anyone I know. This is going to be great. We're going to get to know each other tonight, you guys. I always see a couple of people I know. Some of you guys know me, but I want us to all get to know each other better a little bit tonight. Who in here is from China? Oh, couple. All right. Woo. That's not a sound, that's your last name. Woo. Oh my god, you guys, I live in China. That's such a coincidence. Any Canadians in here? Canadians? Yeah! What? Hey! Where are my Americans at? Where's Merca? Merca! I was born in Canada, woo, but raised in Athens, Georgia, is where I consider my hometown to be. Yeah. Athens, Georgia, for those of you who don't know, is a liberal, hippie college town in the South, which kind of gives birth to an odd group of people that I like to call hypocrites. Here's an example of something a hypocrite might say. A hypocrite would say something like, yeah, I think it's important to pay $27 for a bottle of organic ketchup because it's really... it's really important for me to know what I'm putting in my body. Or something like, you're giving your baby formula, you may as well give her heroin. Speaking of which, where's my heroin? My parents, however, they were the more like cautious and terrified kind of hippies. None of you guys have polio, do you? Because I'm pretty sure I'm not vaccinated. Yeah, my not a joke. My mother, who addresses the Facebook community as her peeps, once bought me a daytime drink at a gay bar called Bone Shakers. And my father, who's constantly sending me movies with titles like Gasland 4, The Frackening, once told me that the 3-month anxiety attack I was going through was only because Mercury was in retrograde. Because guys, if there's something they don't tell you about anxiety, it's that it's powered by the moon. I'm like a werewolf of chemical imbalances. Who needs Prozac when you've got a silver bullet? So I don't know if you can tell from that description, but my parents have never, ever once asked me if I would ever get married. They just don't, that's just not their thing. And so, sadly, that means I had to be the one to break it to my dad that if I did ever get married, that I would just want like a teeny-weeny little thing with maybe like 10 friends, and that possibly neither of them would be invited. Because I feel like having a love party that is basically also an attempt to keep two pairs of bitter enemies from meeting up with each other. Because my parents, like most parents, are divorced. And so that kind of situation would turn into like a bad episode of Three's Company. And like, I feel like that might be the kind of thing that might lead me to say, I don't. And my dad was upset by this, which, you know, to be fair, I was invited to his wedding. Although I did decide to sit on the bride's uterus. And my little sister wasn't invited. You know, her life was just in the tubes. Oh, guys, I'm just kidding. There are no bad episodes of Three's Company. So, no, I'm not even really thinking about that right now. But I am dating someone that I don't fight with. Isn't that great? Yes. Thank you. And anyone who knows me in the audience is saying, you've never had a pet you don't fight with. How is that possible? And I will give you the secret. I have taken a page from the books of some of my comedy idols, and I sedate him. I'm just kidding. Guys, I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter. If you guys think back to like the time in your life when you've had like the worst fights with your significant other. I think for most of us, it would have been like college, right? Yeah? Like terrible knockdown, drag-out fights with your significant other. And that's because college is a time when there is a high percentage of alcohol intake and a low percentage of life experience. That's why we're not with those people anymore. Right? Because like in college, people like to pick public fights, yeah? Like people pick public fights at like a party, or like, you know, just outside. Like, what do you mean? Why did that guy just hug me and give me a scarf? It's my birthday! I know you've had a couple of Jaeger bombs, but don't you see my crown? The worst public, like, time to pick a public fight would be like a holiday. But if it has to be on a holiday, just hope that it's like New Year's Eve. Why? Because on New Year's Eve, the guy's in a suit, the girl's in a cocktail dress, and you get to act out an episode of Dynasty. You get to say things like, listen here, Richard, I don't care if you're a Bennington. I saw you on the veranda with Sable. And then, like, push him in a pool. It's awesome. Yeah. The worst holiday to get in a public fight on is also the best holiday to witness a public fight on, and that is Halloween. Because there is nothing worse than a sad, drunk butterfly carrying her high heels down the bar street while, like, an angry, frustrated, equally drunk zombie follows after her going, "Bah! Bah! What'd I do? What'd I do?" You should know what you did, Brian. Why this night of all nights? Like, it's just Halloween, but somehow she's turned into the youngest kid at the Seder. Like, why is this night different from all other nights? Like, okay, so you just want to, like, go in the car and talk. You just want to go in the car and talk. Fine. Rachel, hold my wings. No, I'll keep the antennae, but thank you for asking. Oh my God, I love you, Rachel. So, improv that one. So, like, I'm very happy not to fight. Very happy not to fight. However, and the reason for that, the reason I'm very happy not to fight is because I'm a good girlfriend, but I'm a terrible friend. And but like, I don't want to make myself come off the wrong way. I'm a terrible friend in that if you are my friend, I'm very loyal and I'm very trustworthy and I will always have your back because I am a maverick crusader for justice. But at the same time, I don't really want to, like, go anywhere. Yes. Or do anything. Like, I signed up for Friends and I'm like, oh, you mean this is like a weekly thing? Like, okay, I am a very good friend if you consider people who only go to church on Christmas and Easter to be very good Christians. Like, I will come celebrate the birth of your child, the newborn king or whatever, but if God forbid something happens, I'm probably not coming back again unless that kid comes back from the dead. So, I did make some new friends the other day, though. It was awesome. I was at another comedy show, and I went out afterwards with a great group of people, and we went through that weird sort of quick friend bonding that's only possible when the evening ends with street food and the sunrise. And so I got home, and I woke up to, like, a bunch of new messages, and I saw that I had 4 messages from one of my new friends, and I was so happy, and I was just thinking, wow, I'm so charming. So charming. And then I opened them and I saw that the messages were in this order: a picture, a voice message, a string of emoticons, and another voice message. And so I looked at the picture and it was of him, tall, handsome, manly fellow, peeking out gingerly from behind a blanket, like with a cheeky grin, like, oh, hello. And so I was like, do I want to listen to that voice message? And so I listened to the voice message, and it said something a little bit like, I just got a crisp new duvet, but my bed is so cold without you. I just want to hold you in it, and cuddle you in it, and love you in it, because I love you so, so much. Wow. I'm such a fancy and alluring lady. I shouldn't even be allowed to go out in public. I should be banned from all gay bars so they don't shut down. And then, guys, the string of emoticons. Do you know what it was? Crying face, crying face, crying face, crying face. He missed me so much. Oh my God. Like, direct me to the win column, because clearly we need to score one for Mama. Like, the homunculus that controls me wears sunglasses at night. Do you understand? Do you understand that? I decided to click on the fourth message, voicemail number 2. And it said something a little like, oh my God, Erin, I'm so sorry. I was so drunk and I'm bad at WeChat. That was for my wife. So I am very glad that he just wants to be my friend. Because who wouldn't want to be friends with a female comedian? We just talk about our periods all day. It's awesome. Although I do want to say one quick thing about periods. And that is that they are great. They are great. You're just like, sweet, I knew the rhythm method worked. Or like, awesome, I get to continue to buy clothes only for myself. Like, yeah. Like, okay, I don't want to alienate anyone, so do we have any, like, comic book nerds here tonight? Or any of you guys, like, nerdy folks, you go see all the movies when they come out, yeah? You can woo, you can raise your hand, or you can continue to be silent and terrified of mankind, like you are right now. Okay, so I'm gonna make an analogy so that we can all get on the same page. Okay, I have the same reaction to getting my period that you guys would have if you found out that Ben Affleck was not gonna be Batman anymore. Yeah. Word for word. Thank God I don't have to drop my hard-earned money on a bloody shit show when that thing comes out next year. Oh, yes. I don't want to get too political, though. Do we have any, are you guys, like, really political? Like, super political? Yeah? Woo! Politics! Right? I don't get that political about very many things. Like, right now, a lot of people are talking about how, like, the issue of, like, women's health and that the Republicans just don't care about it. But you guys, no one, literally no one, is talking about the issue of women's pockets and how we don't get enough of them. Like, I read somewhere, probably Jezebel, that women's pants on average have 70% of the pockets of our male counterpants. And some of us, sadly, have no pockets at all. Have you ever left the house and realized you didn't have any pockets? It's like waking up with Barbie doll genitalia. You are useless in the fight for mankind. When we do get pockets, sorry to get political again, but when we do get pockets, they are often small and squarish, kind of like a condom. Which just proves, and not to alarm you, just proves a conspiracy on the part of the pants cabal against women. They're just like, hey ladies, Why would you want a phone in your pocket with like internet and GPS and 911 when, you know, like a little gets you anywhere you want to go? And when you're done, that useless pocket is the perfect size for 20 kwai. Don't ask for 100. You'll have to fold it into a butterfly to get it to fit in there. You guys, that's why the Siri microphone looks like a dick. Because she's just reminding us that when we do have pockets, there is a less messy alternative to that. There's another social issue that a lot of people have been talking about lately is catcalling. And guys, I can speak from personal experience that catcalling is extremely flattering. No, like the number one like response to catcalling, other than "fuck you," which is perfect, is, do you guys know what it is? What do people say when someone's like, what do you say? What do you say? You say, "I am not a piece of meat." No one should ever use that expression. Because first and foremost, yeah, you are. All people are. Every single one of us is. In fact, people are all so individual from each other that that's pretty much the only one thing you can categorically say about all of us, that we are giant walking meat bags. So I say this not as a supporter of catcalling, but as a lover of metaphors, and that is a shitty one. It is absolutely. I'm also not a victim blamer, but ladies, if we want to not be called pieces of meat, maybe we should stop wearing things that are literally called chicken cutlets. I can tell that some of you are confused and don't know what chicken cutlets are. Chicken cutlets are a sort of weird titty prosthesis for people that can afford breast implants but just not the surgery. So they just shove them in their bras. Like that. And that's how that goes. But like, the thing is, I do understand the inspiration behind that expression, and that is the translation of "I am not a piece of meat" is it's something like don't look at me threateningly with lust in your eyes. However, no man looks at meat like that. Are you kidding me? Like, I'm sorry, but if you see a guy like face pressed at a butcher shop with roofies in his pocket, looking like he's about to sneeze, call the cops. That is not a normal man. That is absolutely not a normal man. Like, do we have any manly men in here? I love you. Where are my manly men? Manly men! Yes, you guys get stereotyped as loving meat. But you don't look at it like you want to fuck it. You really don't. It's quite the opposite, actually. Anytime you get an opportunity to grill some meat, it's like a lady in an Oscar Wilde play just got offered a macaroon. It's like, don't mind if I do. Like, it's like ridiculous. Like, guys, I am from the South. I've been to a lot of barbecues. And they look basically like reruns of Keeping Up Appearances acted out by the cast of Duck Dynasty. It is surreal. It is completely surreal. But, you know, in theory, if everyone is a stereotype, and men look at meat like they want to fuck it, then theoretically, some women must look at meat like they want to fall in love with it. And I wanted to explore this issue a little bit. And so, I'm going to go on a date. Barney is my date here? Oh my god. Wow. He can sit right there. It's fine. Oh my god. You look so different from your picture on Tinder. Was that like Photoshop or? No, I'm sorry. I'm just like, I'm nervous. And you look so hot and fresh. So, I only know you by your screen name, Ground and Down 2 Pound. What's your real name? Chuck. Okay, nice. Nice name, Chuck. Where did you go to school, Chuck? Carl's Junior College. No, good school. Were you like a jock or whatever? Yeah, really? Oh, you used to pick on the Subway sandwich artists? Oh, that's okay. You know artists. I hear those ones are into kiddie porn, so it's okay. Okay, so what do you do? What do you mean, why do I ask? What? Look, I don't care how much money you make. I just want to know what you care about and what you're good at. God. Jeez, this guy. Oh yeah? What? That's a bit personal, Chuck, but no, these are not chicken cutlets. I am 100% USDA Prime, and you are kind of a dog. Oh my God, you are mostly dog? I am so sorry. Well, when in Rome, right? Don't look at her, I'm talking to you. What do you mean, you think she knows how you want to be treated? Ketchup, right? Well, fine, go then. If you want to be with her, then just be with her. Fucking asshole. Jesus. You guys, usually I'll do little long bits like that, but sometimes all of us comedians, we have these one-liners in our notebooks that we don't usually have a place to put them, right? And so I wanted to do some with you guys that I think might work better with a guitar. So let's bring out my guitar. And now I'm a sit-down comedian.
Yeah!
Okay, let's do this. Oh, you guys. My life is a lot like playing the banjo. It's really fucking difficult and nobody wants to hear it. My life is also a lot like a free STD clinic. It's full of damaged dicks, cunts, and assholes. I have one big thing in common with the Honolulu Strangler and the Chicago Tylenol murders. All three of us are 30-year-old unsolved mysteries. Sometimes, guys, I feel like a walking contradiction. Like a girl wearing a tube top that says, "Stay classy." Something struck me the other day. But I have a good lawyer, so we got it charged with a hate crime. I found an app that could tell me what I'm gonna look like in 20 years. It said just like this, roughly. Wait for it to sink in. Guys, I like to give it the old freshman try. Gain 15 pounds and drink till I puke. finally, Oscar Wilde once said, "We're all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at those two rats going to town on each other." Thanks, guys. Okay, I have one more thing for you. I have one more guitar-related thing for you, because, you know, if you're gonna clear a room, give me a guitar. Okay. And I'm sick too, so. But I wrote you guys a love song. No, not like that. Like that. Yes, I wrote you guys a love song. You know, because there are some of us in here that think of love as very similar to Chinese Valentine's Day. You know, like warm and happy at summer's end. And there are also some of us who grasp the ridiculousness of Western Valentine's Day, and that we tried to put a holiday about love smack dab in what is statistically the coldest month of the year. Thanks, Christianity. Anyway, this song is for those people. You got butterflies, and that means it's love. That's pretty fucking stupid. A butterfly's a bug. Sorry, I don't know that song. You next rap. The feeling's spectacular, it's love at first sight, but in the common vernacular, a bug in your stomach is a parasite. You say you can't eat because you're lovesick. Are you sure you're not just trying to get skinny real quick? It's okay if you have to fake it. Everybody wants to look good naked. Sorry, that usually gets a really big response. You guys are either being really polite or really horrible. You say you can't sleep, what is this new sensation? It's probably just your marathon of masturbation. Right? Because sometimes it takes forever when you're trying to think about somebody that you actually care about. So after like 15 minutes, you just kind of have to give up and picture that one scene from that one movie where the guy goes to see the sexy doctor for an erectile dysfunction problem he clearly doesn't have. Either that or she's a really good doctor. But everyone in Shanghai's on a long vacation, and all the expats just wanna date Asians. I like to think it's partly for the free translations. And not like Manifest Destiny meets male domination. But maybe I'm just scared of all the creepy people out there, letting turds like those guys near my vagina's as absurd as a jaywalking ticket in China. And I'm afraid real comedians don't sing songs, and I'm afraid only pedophiles wanna date single moms. I'm scared every guy's got heads in his freezer, and those creepy men's rights activists say I've got it easier. Really? You fucking kidding me? But maybe I'm afraid of all the yucky love stuff, and not all guys are creeps into choking and butt stuff. I'm more afraid of me than I am of those handcuffs, and maybe getting weaker. Maybe getting weaker is really being tough. I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking, I'm scared, girl. You're weird, girl. Are you on your period, girl? No, I'm not menstruating and I'm not menhating. There's no Miss Andre, just a suicide note with a backbeat. And the final line reads, thank you, folks. That's all for me.
Give it up for Erin FM, everybody.